Okay, during this part of our videos, we are going to be working on the knee pads for Blastoise. I'm already forgetting what character I'm. Okay, so this is one knee pad. Both knee pads are going to look the same. They're going to pretty much the legs are going to be done in parts. So this is pretty similar to the head. The way that it's just slightly larger. We're gonna keep our 3 loom configuration, and for this part we're gonna be working with double bands pretty much the entire time. Okay, so go ahead and grab double bands, and it's pretty crucial that you know how to be able to add your bands correctly in order to be able to get this pattern and the shape correctly. Okay, so it kind of looks like a heart, which is pretty cool. Right, let's start off right here in the middle. Okay, you're gonna skip this one. You're gonna go straight to your second peg. You're gonna go into a heart direction, going upwards in a diagonal to your right, and then you're gonna go over to your left. You remember with double bands. Now that you have that done, we're gonna go down. Okay, so my bands are not cooperating right now. And the other side. Now you're gonna go down 3 times. Is it 3 times? I can't believe I forgot already. Yes, 3 times. You're gonna go down 3 times on the sides. There's 1, 2, 3. The other side. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now here's what we're gonna do. The pattern we have to do carefully. We're gonna be whenever we lay a pattern, and you're gonna be looming from the bottom, obviously, because your arrows are pointing down. You always want to lay everything from the top going to the inside. Okay, and when you loom up, you're going to go from the inside looming to the outside up. Okay, so we're going to start off with these 2 outside ones. You're going to do double bands going from here to here. Now the other side, do the same exact thing, mirror image, from there to there. And now you're going to go and do the inside ones, which is from here to here. So now you have this V. So you're going to finish off the V here. Now, again, we're going to do the right side from here to here. And we're going to go ahead and do, again, the V. My bands are falling. Go from here to here. So now you have a V going there. We're going to do the same thing here on the other side. Alright, so now you have your V there. Now you're going to do, again, another V over here. We already did this one, so now we're going to do the one here. Okay? You're going to go and do this one first from the outside to the inside. And now we connected there. So now we're going to do the one right here from the outside to the inside. Okay. Now that's done. Now right here, we're going to go ahead and do from here to here, and then again another V. So from here to here, and then your V right here. Now, over here on this side, okay, your left, from here to here, and then your V here. Alright, now we need our final V here in the middle. Okay, now again, we're going to go on to the next row with a V here and a V here. Okay, so we need 4 V's going from the outside. And now do the exact same thing on the opposite side. And now here I need another V. And then right here, finally my last V on this row. Going from, remember, always from the outside, and the inside is last. So you always want to add your bands going this way. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and do these. Do the same thing on the opposite side. I want my V here. And the opposite side, here. And then here. If you're not laying them correctly, it's not going to work, okay? So make sure you're doing this the same way I'm doing it. That row is done. We're going to go ahead and do the next row, and I should probably just add some bands here because it'll be a lot easier for me. Alright, now right here we need, again, 4 V's. Do the same thing on the opposite side. And now on the inside, okay, going from this to the middle. And again on this side, going from this side to the middle. Now the other row right here, connect those, and this one, and now do your inside 3 V's. Okay, now the other side. And now the middle. Okay. Now that we finished our rows down, we're going to start going inside the heart. So the first thing is to do our V right here on this side. Do your V on the other side. And do your other V's here in the middle. So from here to the inside. And now the opposite. This one first. And then the middle. Okay. Now that we're going in, we're going to go ahead and start from these rows. And you're going to do your V here and then your middle V here. So let's start from the right side. Starting from this one, do your V there. And there. Now the opposite side, mirror image. Do your V there. And now you need your middle V. Notice how I'm always starting from the right side first. And then if you want to do the other one, you can start from the left side first. Okay, now from here, we're going to do our last, these 2 V's here. With my right side first. And then the left side. Now we need our final V here to finish off our point. And you need a cap band here, going around 4 times. That's it. So that's all we have to do. Our heart is done. When you loom it out, it should look like this. So we're going to go ahead and start from here. Now to loom it, make sure that you do it correctly too. We're going to go in here inside the cap band, grab the first 2 bands, you're gonna loop them up over, and then grab the next ones, loop those over. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead go from the left to the right. A little bit easier to see. So I'm gonna go inside here with my hook facing up. I'm gonna grab the top two first, which are these, and then go back inside and do these. Now that I've done this one, I'm gonna go directly right across from it onto this one, okay? Loom that up, loom this one. Now that I've did this row, I'm gonna move on to this row, okay? But before I do this one, you always wanna do the middle, okay? Always do the middle first. Obviously there's no middle here so when you go to the next one, so these are gonna be the first ones. So I'm gonna do this one first, and then this one. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to this peg right here, okay? And then do these. So loom those up. Now I'm gonna move right across from it to this one because this one hasn't been loomed, and go ahead and do that one. Okay. Now, again, from the middle, we have to do these two. These are the next ones. So go ahead, go inside. You're gonna grab the top ones first, which go in the middle. Then these. And I'm just gonna go right across onto this one. And then loom that up right there. And then this one, go ahead and loom that up there. Now, stay right there. You're gonna go on to the next middle one right here, because this one hasn't been loomed. You're gonna go ahead and loom those up. Loom this one. And now this one needs to be loomed. And then this one. You kind of get it? Now the middle one right here, this one has to be loomed, so we're gonna go ahead and do that one. I know that my left one is always first. I'm going back inside, loom this one. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go to this one, okay? You never wanna go toward the outside. This is the next one. The outside ones are always gonna be last to loom. You always wanna loom from the middle and work your way up. Now directly across, this one has to be loomed. The camera is still pretty warm, that's why it keeps turning off my light. Okay, right here, we're gonna go ahead and continue looming. These are the next middle ones. So I'm going to go on to this next peg right here. Now this one, right here, right across. Move that over. Onto this next one. Alright. Now again, inside the middle, on my next row, and then this one. Now right here, since I did this one, I'm now going to move on to this one right across. And the next one. Now right across, right here, this one's the next one. Right across, this one's the next one. Oh. Come on. Alright. This was the one that we just did, so now we're going to go on to the side middle ones. Right here. And here. Then loom this one. And this one. Now right across right here on this one is the next middle one. Then these. Go back into the middle. This side. Oh, grab the wrong ones. Let's try that again. Huh. Okay. Seems like. Oh, no wonder. There we go. They go here. How did I forget that? Okay. Now I just did that one, so this one needs to be loomed. Come on. Okay, alright, almost there. So now this one right here and then this one here. Alright, now when we get to the top one, you're not going to be looming from here to here, okay? Because we obviously have to connect this to here and then from here to here because this is going to where our slip knot's going to go. So we're just going to go ahead and do this one. And loom your way across the other side. Now right across, this one has to be loomed. This one's next. There we go. Alright. Normally we would go right here, but we're going to go ahead and skip that one because that's where it's going to end. So we're going to go directly to this one. See how my teardrops are right here? We're going to go and finish this. Now go directly across onto the other side right here. These are first. Okay, now we're gonna go, I'm gonna do the right side first. I'm gonna go ahead and go in here. I mean, it doesn't matter, you can do the left side, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna loom that over to the top. Loom this one over to the inside. And then again, loom this one over to the inside. I lost one, go ahead and grab it. There we go. Now right here, loom your way over to the inside. There we go. At this point, everything should be loomed. Make sure that everything has been grabbed. Again, best way to do it is to check through the sides that nothing is hanging out. Perfect. So now grab two bands the same color, use them as slip knots. You're gonna go in here, I'm gonna leave it there for now and take it off the loom. Tighten the slip knot because I feel like it's gonna fall. Just don't break your slip knot. Alright, so there's my 2 knee pads, okay? Alright. Time to move on to the next part. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and work on Blastoise Tail, and I'm just going to need 2 pegs for the rows. Let me just take this apart really quick. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to need this space to make the tail. And let's go ahead. First thing, we have to make a point. It doesn't matter from where you start. We're going to be needing maybe about like 5 pegs on each side. Right. We're going to be starting off with the first 3 on each side, so 6 pegs in total. Right. And then we're going to keep extending. First things first is to create your point, and to create your point we're going to I'm going to use 2 bands, and I'm going to just go right in the middle right here and do a cap band, go around 3 times. Right. I'm going to push that down. I'm going to get another I'm going to get 3 bands right now. It's just 3 bands. Make sure that they kind of stay even, right, so they don't cross or anything. I'm going to grab these bands that have been put into a cap band and place them right in the middle. All right. This top band right here that we have, grab it, move it there, and now it's right here. So it's this one now. This is the top band. Move it up here. Alright, this is still the same band. So now this middle band, we are going to grab it, move it up. So now this middle band, which is the same exact one, move it down. Okay. So this one should still be this band. Okay, hopefully you did it correctly. I'm just going to go ahead and push everything down so I have room for my other stuff. I'm going to be adding another row. So the first row will be, we're going to do the middle one first. And then we're going to do this one because this is the next one that I did. And this one was the top one, so I'm going to do it last. Okay. I'm going to do it one more time, so right in the middle. And then this one is next. And this one is last. Now we have 3 rows going on. We're going to flip over the very bottom row on each peg. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Make sure that everything still stays secure. Push down so you have room for your next row. This is going to be row number 4, because we already did 3. So this is going to be our 4th one. So again, you're going to flip over just the bottom band, so there should be 2 left. All right. Okay, so this is our second flip. We're going to do it again. So in the middle, then this one, and this one last. Make sure you keep going in that same order. Otherwise it looks a little bit weird. So we're going to continue this for 2 more times, and then we're going to start doing something a little bit differently. Alright, so after this one more time. So again, flip over the bottom ones. Alright, and last time. So again in the middle, this side, and this side. And flip over. Okay. So we can see our tail starting to form down here. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and we need to make it a lot thicker. In order to be able to do it thicker, we are going to do double bands for this row. So I need double bands right here. I need double bands right here. And again, double bands on this last one. Now you're going to flip just the bottom one. Okay. Just the bottom one right here. The bottom one on all these. This is going to help secure. We're going to do another row again of double bands. So double bands in the middle. Again, double bands right here. And double bands right here. Now, here's what you're going to do. This side, I'm going to flip over just that bottom band. So 1, 2, and 3. This side, I'm going to flip over 3 bands. So you should have 2 left over, okay? So those 3 bands, you're going to flip 1, 2, and these. That's 3. Alright, so you should have 4 bands on this side on these 3 pegs, and 2 bands on these 3 pegs. Alright. Push down so you can do your next row. Again, one more time. We're going to add another one right here. Right here. And right here. Okay. So again, you're going to flip over the bottom 2 on this one. The bottom 2. The bottom 2. Right here, the bottom 2. The bottom 2. And again, the bottom 2. Alright. And push down. Alright, so now we're going to start making our tail even thicker. We're going to be grabbing 2 bands. And we're going to put 2 bands here. 2 bands here. Two bands here. 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 And here. Alright. Now I'm going to flip everything over. So right here, I'm going to grab these bottom 4 and flip those over. Grab the bottom 4 from here, flip those over. The bottom 4 from here and flip those over. The bottom 2 from here and flip those. The bottom 2 and the bottom 2. So you should have 4 bands left over on each peg. And again, push down so you have room for your next one. Okay. Because we have more on this side and less on this side, the tail will be starting to start to curl upwards like this. So if you want to get it started, you can go ahead and do that. Alright. So now again, we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to be adding 2 bands here. 2 bands here, alright, so just here, here, and on this side. So again, 2 bands right here, and 2 bands right here. And that's it. Now we're gonna flip only these 3 pegs. So go ahead and grab this, flip it, grab the bottom ones from here, flip those, and the bottom ones from there, flip those. Push down. Again, we're gonna do it one more time. Right here. Put 2 bands there. Put 2 bands here. And again, 2 bands right here. And right here. Now you're gonna flip over on these 5 pegs, okay? So you're gonna go under these 4, grab the bottom 4, and flip those over. Now flip the bottom 4 from here, flip the bottom 4 from here, the bottom 4 from here, and the bottom 4 from here. Push down. Okay. Alright. Now we're going to do an extension. So we're going to grab these 2 from here, and you're going to extend them. Yes, we're going to extend them right here. And again, these top 2 right here, we're going to extend them right here. Right. Now we need to put 2 bands all around everywhere. Doesn't matter how you start it, so I'm just going to go ahead and start like this, because everything needs to be flipped. Okay. Now flip over the bottom ones until you have those 4 bands left over on every single peg. Now you need 4 bands left over on every single peg. So 4, 4, 4. 4 on all of these. Okay. Push down. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and do right here. Alright, 2 bands. And again, 2 bands down here. And 2 bands on all these. So 2. 2. 2. And 2. Now you're going to flip only these 5 pegs. So go ahead and flip over the bottom ones. Make sure you have 4 bands left over. Alright. And push down. Alright. Alright, one more time. So again, you're going to do 2 bands here, 2 bands here, and 2 bands on all these. Now you're going to flip over these two and these 5. Okay, so make sure you grab the bottom 4 bands. Flip those. The bottom 4. Alright. Alright, now one more extension. So we're going to grab the top 2 bands from here. Place them here. The top 2 bands from here. Place them here. Okay. So it should look like this now, and go ahead and put bands all across on everything. So 2 bands everywhere. Okay, now flip everything. So that way you have 4 bands left over on each peg. I was about to flip too many. There we go. Okay, now that we've pushed everything down. Okay, so now, again, we're gonna do 2 bands here, 2 bands down here, and then 2 bands across all these. So if you want, I can flip it over this way. Alright, so now go ahead and flip over all these. And that's it. Go ahead and push everything down. Alright, now we need to go ahead and put 2 bands right here. 2 bands down here. Alright, and now you can go ahead and put your 2 bands here and across all these. So let's put them right here. Let's put them right here. And now across all these. Okay. Now we're going to flip over the bottom ones from here. all the bottom ones that are under those 4 bands. And all these too. These, and this one over here on this side. So make sure you leave just the top 4 right there and flip over everything. So it should be like 6 bands. And that's it. We're almost done with our tail. Alright. Okay. Now I want to cross everything. So yeah, so now just go ahead and, whoops, don't follow me. We can secure it one more time since it's not going to really affect. There we go. Okay. Okay, now I'll flip over all of them and leave the top 4 remaining on every peg. This side should be easy. And the other side might have a few more bands. Alright, now this side. There's 4 here, and then there's 6 bands here. Or more. I think it's 6. So just make sure you leave just the top 4 behind. And this one's 4. This one is 6. And this one's back to 4. Okay. Go ahead and push everything down. Alright. Now we're going to do just one last one, and then we can go ahead and seal it. I need more bands. So one last go around. Okay, now flip over the bottom ones. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and I forgot how I did it already. I think it's just like one band that I'm going to be using. Oh, I remember now. Sorry. So I'm going to be grabbing one band, just go on out of one of the corners, put your hook right through, grab it, and then reclaim it back into your hook. So now you have this kind of slip knot on there, but swivel it to this side, right there. Alright. We're going to do the same thing again. We're going to go put our hook right through this, grab this, reclaim it, and swivel it right to this peg. You're going to do the same thing, go through here, grab one band, pull it through, reclaim it, and place it on the peg. Go inside here, grab one band, pull it through, reclaim it, and put it on the peg. And then again, I'm going to go through here, grab one band, pull it through, reclaim it, and put it around the peg. So you see how it's kind of doing like the teardrop effect. So keep going around until you get to this very last one. So I'm just going to keep doing it. Right here. Last one. Okay, now that I'm back in where I started in this corner, I'm just going to go ahead and grab a slip knot. I'm just going to go ahead and tighten it. Alright, now you can go ahead and take it out. Okay. Looks like a pipe organ. Alright, so when we add it on, it should be able to just coil right onto itself. Yeah, okay. Here we go, onto the foot. So now we're going to be creating the foot first, and then we're going to be doing the leg onto this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be doing are the 3 claws. So this is the bottom part of the foot. It's going to be like this, and then we're going to be building our way up. Okay, first thing we're going to do is create the small ones, and then we're going to create the large one. Okay. These two are going to be the same exact ones that we did for the fingers. So let's go ahead and start off with that. In the very bottom right here, you're going to start out with double bands. You're going to put these 2 bands here, and these 2 bands on this one. Okay, make sure that it's on the edge ones. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom in and work from there. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and grab our hook. We're going to grab the furthest one out, pull it over the peg and around. That way you can create your triangle. Same with this one. You're going to grab the furthest one out, pull it over the peg, and create your triangle. Now that you have those two, we're gonna go ahead and grab double bands again and put it on top of these two. So you're gonna push these bands to the bottom so you have enough room to put these. And then another two on top of these, and then push down also again, because you're going to be adding another set of two right on top. That means that you're going to have 3 rows of double bands. Do you see? There's my 3 rows of double bands. So I'm going to do my 3rd row on this second one. There's my 3 rows. This time you're going to flip over the very bottom 2 on all of your pegs. Just the bottom 2. Okay, now that you've flipped them over, push down so you have enough room for your next row. And again, you're going to do the same thing. Put double bands on top. And here too. And then you're going to flip over again the bottom 2 bands on all of your rows. Now that you just did 2 flips with double bands, you're going to switch over to single bands. So now, 1 band, put it over, 1 band, put it over. And again, flip over the bottom 2, flip over the bottom 2, and the bottom 2. You should have 3 bands left over. Same on this side, you're going to flip over the bottom 2, and the bottom 2. Push down. Now you're going to go again with single band. This is going to be number 2. So this is single band number 2. Again, you're going to flip over the bottom 2. Bottom 2, bottom 2, bottom 2, bottom 2, and the bottom 2. And push down. Okay. This is going to be number 3. So single band number 3, put it over at the triangle again. And again, you're going to flip over the bottom 2 until there's 1 band left on each peg. Flip over the bottom 2. And then push down. This is our 4th one and our last one, okay? So again, single band on both of your triangles. Flip over yet again. You're going to flip over the bottom band. Okay. Now that you have this section, you're going to transfer all of your bands onto 1 peg. So I'm going to transfer them all onto my front peg. This one also, I'm going to transfer everything onto the front one. Don't follow me. There we go. And I'm going to flip over the bottom 2 now. Grab the bottom 2 and flip it over. Now I'm going to grab that one out. I'm gonna pull to tighten it, and now it's tightened like a slip knot. I see my triangle right there in the bottom. I'm going to go through just 4 of those triangle parts. Hold it and pull to extend your nail or your claw. So there's one part of it. Now I'm gonna do the other one. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and just take it out, tug on it to tighten the slip knot. Now that it's tightened, I'm gonna look for that triangle in the bottom. There's my triangle. I'm just gonna go through 4 of them, and I'm gonna pull so I can stretch out my claw. Now to hide that slip knot by going under. Go inside your claw and pull that slip knot through. Doesn't have to be even, as long as it's hidden in there. So again, you just want to go ahead and make sure that your claw is still stretched out. As long as your slip knot is hidden, you are fine. Okay, there's one claw. Now the other one. Again, same thing. I'm gonna adjust these by pulling on this one, so now they're all a little bit evenly pulled. So I'm gonna go through right there through the middle and stick it all the way until it comes up through the top. I'm gonna pull my slip knot in. Okay, and then reshape your nail again. There we go. So now it's pointy. Now you have your 2 side nails. Let's go ahead and create the bottom one. The bottom one, we're going to be using 1 band, and it's going to be stretched out to create our point. And in order to make our point, we're going to go on this peg. We're going to do a figure 8 right here, and now we are going to reverse our figure 8 and then put it right on top. Yeah, we're going to put it right on top of both of the pegs again. I'm going to pull that figure 8 to the bottom. Okay. And this one that we just put on top is going to be in my top row, okay? So this figure 8 one, okay? This figure 8 one, I'm going to flip over, and this side too. So now you have this knot right here. I'm going to push down and transfer this one to the front right here. Okay. Now that is done, you're going to grab 2 bands. Yes. So we're going to grab 2 bands, and I'm going to put them over through these 2. I'm going to transfer this over these 2 bands. Okay, make sure it's pointing to the bottom. So my little point, the little knot is facing the bottom now. There we go. I'm going to put double bands on top again. And another set of double bands on top. So now you have 6 bands in total. You're only going to flip over the bottom 2. Again, you need another set of double bands and put them right on top. Bottom 2, flip over. Flip over again. Now again, flip over the bottom two. Flip over the bottom two. So now you should have that. And this, I'm gonna go ahead and pull off together on my hook. And this is the back claw. Okay. So now we have 3 of our claws. The back one and the 2 side ones. So now we need the big middle one. This larger one. We're going to start off by creating, again, another one of that figure 8 one with the single band. So go ahead and stretch it. You're going to be creating a figure 8. And then figure 8 again. And pull it over. Like that. Now you're going to flip over that bottom part. Okay. Over and over. So you should have that knot. If you don't see that knot, then you did it wrong, and try it again. Okay. I'm gonna put this over now on this side. One thing about this one is that we actually have to double it. So I'm going to pull and I'm going to double it. So now it'll become a cap band. So I'm going to put it over the peg again. So now it's going around 4 times. So you see 4 rows. Alright. I'm going to put that knot in the front right there, where I can see it. Next, we're going to use one band. This one band, let me see, I just need to make sure that I do it correctly. This one's going to be capped. I'm going to put it over these two. And then I'm going to transfer this onto that cap band. Okay. Now that it's transferred onto that cap band, we're going to start. One, two. Just need to make sure. Okay. Looks like I did it like this. So okay, I'm gonna put 2 bands on top. Now that I have my 2 bands, this one I'm gonna flip over onto those 2 bands. One of the bands, I'm just gonna grab the one from this side. I'm going to transfer over to this peg. So now it's taking over 3. One, two, three, yes. Okay. Now we're going to use double bands to surround the triangle like this. Once you have your triangle, you're going to flip all the ones under there, under these 4 bands. So this one has 2, this one has 1, and this one should have 1. Okay. Let's do it again. So again, double bands. Oop. And put it surrounding all 3 sides. Okay. And again, flip over the bottom 4. So there's only 4 bands left. Flip over the bottom 4. And this one too. Flip over the bottom 4. Alright, so now we're going to do another extension. This time I'm going to grab the one from the back, and I'm going to grab the top 2. Alright, and this one's coming this direction for me. So I'm going to haul off right there and put my hook to the side for now, because I'm going to transfer this one over to this side. So I'm going to grab another hook. And transfer that to this peg here, and put this one on this peg now. So now it's taking over 4 pegs. Okay, and this one we're gonna do a border also 2 times. So with double bands, this is gonna be the first border. You go around all 4 sides. And again, flip over the bottom bands, and you should have 4 bands left over. This one only has 2, this one has 2, but the rest have 4. Okay. Now we're going to do our last row. So again, double bands. And make your row on all 4 sides. And again, flip over the bottom bands. Okay, now that we have our final one, we're going to close it. The way we're going to close it is I'm going to be putting 1 band through just one side, doesn't matter which one, and slip knotting it going through here. Now I'm going to go through here, get another band, pull it through, and put it on this peg now. So I'm going around. I'm going to go through all these now. Another band, pull it through, reclaim it, and put it now on this peg. Now our last one, we need one that's going to go here. So grab another one. Okay. and transfer through. Okay. Right here, we're gonna need 2 blue bands. And we can actually pull this off now. Make sure your blue bands are holding onto that last one because you don't want it to fall apart. And stretch so that we can shape your claw. Alright. Cool. Eventually you're going to be putting onto all 4 sections those blue bands. So if you want, you can kind of like slip knot it just carefully. Don't do it too tight because you're going to be adding more on. So you can do it to all of the sides if you want and add your blue bands right there. And on these, you're going to do it on those parts where they look like cap bands. There should be 4 sections in total. I'm going to keep this one in a slip knot so I'll know that that one is the one that I do not want to have fall apart. The rest can just have the bands be held like this. They're not going to go anywhere and nothing's going to happen if they fall. But this one, of course, has to be in a slip knot. Okay. And just hold it off like that for now. So now I have my front claw, my 2 side claws, and my back claw right here. Okay, we're ready for the next part. So now we're gonna need blues. We don't need whites anymore. We're gonna be using the bottom part of our peg. Okay. In this session, we're gonna be working from back here and working our way towards the front. This one's gonna be 1, 2. Okay. So on your 3rd row of pegs, you're gonna go on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On your 5th peg, yeah, I think it's the 5th peg. Let me see. 1, 2, 4. Yeah, I think it is the 5th peg. I have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes. This one. Let's go ahead and add our back claw on here. Just like that. We're going to be working with double bands, and this one's going to go to the sides, just like that. Now we're going to go in. We're going to go inwards to make a diamond, okay? And now go down on both sides, right here, and right here. Okay. Now we're gonna go out right here to make this kind of bow or an upside down V. Now we're gonna go in again. Now we're gonna go down. Now we're gonna go on upside down V. And now we need to go out. Okay, so extend out. And right here too, extend this one out. Now we need to go in, so go in right here and right here. Okay. Now, right here, before we add anything, we're going to be grabbing our 2 side claws. And then this one's going to go right here in the middle. But we're going to work with one of our side claws first. Okay. This is going to be the bottom part, and we're going to be raising it up so the top part of your foot is at the bottom. So it's kind of upside down. So it's going to be like this. So you want your claws to kind of be pointing down, like, well, up as you're placing them. Okay. So this one, I can see that this one's pointing down like this. So I'm going to put it like this. So I need to find right there these 4 bands, because you see how there's this triangle and there's these 2 that are left over. And now I'm gonna put 2 bands through. Oh wait, hang on. Since this is facing up, I need to go through right there. So now it's facing up, so I'm having the closest parts on there, and the one that is down here is where it's being curved. There we go. So again, I'm gonna pull these through. I'm gonna put it right here. Alright, now if you notice, there's that extra one. These extra 2 bands are down. Okay. Same thing for this side. This is curving up. So I want to grab the ones that are closest to here. So these 2 and these 2. So my extra one is going to be right here at the bottom. And I'm going to put it right here and right here. Okay. Now we need to go and put the ones on the inside. 2 bands here. 2 bands here. And now the remaining ones are going to be the ones from here. So since my claw is pointing up, these 2 are the ones that are going to be connected here. So not these in the bottom, alright? Because this is kind of pointing up. So you want the ones that are closest to that where it's lifting up. So the 2 closest ones. So I'm going to do this one here and this one here. Now this one also. And right there. Okay, so again, this is pointing up, so my 2 left are in the bottom, and now I need a cap band right here. Let's go ahead and grab the cap band, wrap it around 4 times. Alright, now it's time to loom. I'm going to loom the first 2 and then the next 2. Alright, so there's nothing left. Alright. From there, you're going to loom this in. Loom this in here, and loom this one in here. Okay. Now I'm going to loom this one over. Loom this one over. Right. Now I'm going to loom the one in the middle. Now the two on the sides. So this one is next. And this one. Now these two. Okay. Now the ones to go up. Now the middle one. And this one. Whether you're doing the right or the left foot, it's going to be the exact same thing, okay? Now these two. Now the ones that go up. Now this one in the middle. And finally this one. And this one. Put this back. There we go. I'm going to push all my bands down. Now my claw right here in the back, that one's going to go pull it forward. Make sure the bands don't come out of your peg, but you want it forward now, okay? So now it's raising up. These two, you're going to just pull forward. Okay, they might not stick for right now, but we'll make them stick once we add the other bands. Okay, and this one also we're going to push, so pull out and then pull forward, okay? Make sure that this one doesn't come out. So first we're going to do this. Now that this is like this, our claw is facing this way, we're going to add these now. So right here I have this one. I'm going to add it up. Let me pull it through these again. There we go. And this one too. Now this one, for me I have to be careful because I don't want this one to fall apart on me. And I'm going to put this one also on the peg. Alright, there we go. So now it's on there. Now we're going to do the rest of the side. So I need to put my claw inside, grab two bands, and put them right there. Okay, and now it's going to stay there. So this one also, pull inside, grab two bands, and put them on. And keep going around.
right here, 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 and here. Okay. The other side, right here. This one. There you go. And now it's time to flip over the bottom ones. So on this one, again, you want to make sure that you flip over all the bottom ones and leave the 4 behind. This is just the cap band. The cap band you're gonna lift and flip. Right here it's just this one. Lift and flip. And then you need these. Lift and flip. And I'm pushing down as I go along. As you get closer over here, you're gonna have to be a little more careful because these are a little bit harder to spot, but these should still be okay. Right here, I still have 4 bands left over. Okay, now let me show you the ones on this side. On this side, you need to find the 2 bands, okay, that the 4 bands that go on top, so it's these 4. So you're gonna go under all of them, pull out all of these bands, and these you're gonna have to carefully make it flip over and still retain those 4 bands. The same thing right here. I only want the top 2 because those are the ones that came from the other bands. So these 2 and then these 2. So there's my 4 bands. Everything else is gonna get flipped over. You see? There's my 4 bands. So now the rest of them, which is like 8 bands or something like that, are gonna get flipped over. The same thing right here. I need these top 2. Grab everything else in the bottom and stretch out and flip over. Right here too. These 2 bands are the ones on top. So everything under, I'm just gonna pull out and flip over carefully. And there's my 4 bands. Perfect. Now the other side. Again right here, here's my 2 bands. I'm gonna go under them through this hole right here and pull out all of these. So kind of stretch out and then pull over carefully. There's my 4 bands left over. Right here I need these top 2. Go inside my hole. Oh, I'm missing a few, so there's everything else. And pull over. And right here again, there's my top 2. Go inside the hole, pull everything out, and over. And then you're gonna push down. Success. So now they're all done. Alright, this was number 1. We have to do this 2 more times. I think it's 2 more times. So yeah, because I remember I did it 3 times. So alright, so there's 1. So now we're gonna do row number 2. The other side. Alright, now again, flip over the bottom until you have 4 left. This should be a lot easier to figure out now. You're gonna do the same thing right here. Flip over those bottom 4 until you leave over the 4 remaining. Okay, that's number 2. I'm gonna try to push this up now. See if it'll start to take shape. There we go. Final row. Okay, now we just need to flip over. Time to flip. Okay. Now that all 3 have been done, I'm going to grab 2 bands to put everything all together inside. Then from here, we're going to grab the top one. I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to slip these two bands through the top one. I'm going to put this end on this peg. I'm going to grab this one now. Take it out of the peg. Grab those two slip bands. Pull it through. And I'm going to put this end on this peg. Okay. So now the only ones that should be on those two pegs are the slip bands. We're going to take this one out now. I'm going to grab these two slip bands now, transfer them through, and put it on this peg. I'm going to take this one out also. Grab these two again, slip it right through. I'm going to put them right there. I'm going to grab these, take them out of the peg, grab these two bands, slip them through, and I'm going to put them on this peg. Now I need to grab these. These are going to be a little bit hard. There we go. And grab these two, slip it through. I'm going to put them over here on this peg. I'm going to grab these, take them out, grab these two, slip them through. I'm going to put them on this peg inside here, so that way it's not stretched too far out. Now I'm going to do these. Take these out, grab these two bands, slip it through. You always want to be careful when doing this. And I'm going to put them right here. Okay, now this one. So I'm going to take these out, grab these two bands. I'm going to slip it through. Alright, and I'm just going to put it on this peg, I guess, for now. Alright, so now there's 3 left, so I'm going to do this side again. And grab these two bands, slip it through, and I'm going to put them right here on this peg. I'm going to do this one over here on this side. And I'm going to put my finger on these so that way they don't fall off. Grab all these bands off. Take these two and slip it through. And put it back on that peg. One left, so either one works, whichever one you want to do. I'm just going to go ahead and do it on this side. I'm going to keep my thumb right here so it doesn't fall out. Slip these through. Make sure it's going through all of them. There we go. Now I'm going to grab the last two that I have my thumb on. And I'm going to slip those two through these two. And just carefully pull, but I don't want to pull too tight, otherwise I'm going to break my bands. I'm going to put a clip on there, just so it helps and it's not going to fall apart on me. Now here's one thing that you have to do in order to have it look like this is we have to fix these claws right here. There is these bands that are right on top. You're going to grab them all and open up that hole, and you have to insert these through that hole. Alright, so there's one. Now let's go ahead and do it this side. So again, you see these right here that are on top of that nail, or that claw? Open up that hole and push it through. And there you go. So there's that one. Alright. You're going to be doing 2 of these, alright? Exactly the same. So you should have 2 feet. Once you have your 2 feet, we're going to go ahead and put them together with our pads, okay? And then we're going to be creating the leg part and joining them both with our leg at the same time.